your girl, Jacina Love. We're here with This Is 50, but we're also here with Miles today.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Miles.
How are you?
I mean, this is a true blessing. Your career your career is just starting. But to me, watching you, hearing your story, I mean, being from New York, let's be clear, Brooklyn, New York at that.
Yes.
Brooklyn in the hat. Y'all know I always get excited for Brooklyn, sorry.
You're good.
But to me, it's like, if you're not from New York, you don't get that the subways become a stage. You know, that's like a form of Broadway for us. You know what I'm saying? And we truly love it. I mean, my camera guys were showing me videos of you in the train stations before it even made it to, where you at now.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, like the subways and whatnot, my home, more or less. Like, I grew up performing all the time. I'm so comfortable. Like, it feels like my stage. So, I love doing that.
So let's talk about the upbringing and you growing up and just the love for music. Where did that begin for you?
The love for music, I think it starts with like bloodline stuff. So on my dad's side, there's a whole lot of musicians. My dad would used to say that my grandfather was like the prince that couldn't sing because he could play every instrument, but he just didn't have vocals. And basically, the whole family got that, but it kind of skipped my father. But what he ended up trying to do was like he's trying to look for ways to find which one of his sons, because I'm the youngest of four, he's trying to figure out which one of us like has that musical talent and whatnot. So he's getting my older brothers like guitars, and I'm getting like Lego sets and all that.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah. But one day I stumbled upon like a guitar in his closet, and I like wiped the dust off it, and I started trying to play it. And eventually, after like a couple of no's, he was like, okay, if you really want to play, go ahead, try it. And by the time I learned how to play like a couple of songs, I decided like let me sing in front of like supermarkets and stuff, because my friends were like, come on, let's go, like let's try this, let's do something.
That's so cool.
So it's quite the experience, yeah.
Wow. And so from the jump, as soon as you got comfortable with it, you were like, I'm going to the supermarkets, the streets is my home.
Yeah.
Like, I need my audience.
Exactly. I mean, we didn't come from much, so like to get in front of a supermarket, play a couple of songs, they get like $30. It's like, oh my God, $30 at 8 years old is like a million.
I was talking about that with somebody the other day about $1. That little kids, you see them with $1 and it's like, I got $1, I got $1. It's everything to them.
So it was that, but 30, and it was just like, oh my God, I'm rich. Like, thought I figured out life, So I kept doing it.
Wow. And then the love for Michael Jackson, because I must say, I have to say, I've heard you sing a bunch of different things. I've seen the YouTubes, but the way you embody Michael Jackson, the way that voice, like, how?
So like.
I'm like, I don't even know how to put this in question. Like, how do you sound exactly like him?
All right, Michael Jackson's the GOAT, so I don't think I sound exactly like him, but so my dad's side of the family is like the majority of the music, but a lot of the influence came from my mom. So my mom was like going on, I forget what stations they were, where they played all the music videos, and I'm watching like Beat It and Thriller. I'm also watching like Bon Jovi, like I'm watching like a bunch of stuff, but Michael Jackson caught my attention, and I just ended up growing up on him, not knowing that I was kind of growing up on like a culture that wasn't my generation. Yeah. It was a whole generation prior to mine. But I really fell in love with the whole, I fell in love with him as a person, like he's just an amazing, amazing, talented person. And I guess like a part of me captured that. I don't know. It stuck with me forever.
And that's what I really love how you put that right now, how you said it wasn't your generation and you still took to it, because it just shows the importance of music and how music, there is no age to it. There's no language. It doesn't matter if I speak Italian and you're English, and if you sing to me, I'm gonna feel it and I'm gonna be crying, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a momentum type of thing.
Music is just a language at the end of the day. Right. It's a universal language.
That's right. So your writing process, when you write, when you have to be in your whole mode, because okay, you're performing outside, you're doing covers, right? But as you go home and you start to become your own artist, what mentality do you have to be in? What motivates you?
Well, I feel like it's strange, because like sometimes like the music will come to me. So I'm like walking down the street or I'm hanging out with my friends, and like a song comes in my head with the lyrics and the instruments and the drums, and I'm like, hold on guys, I'll be right back. And I'm like voice noting it all down, trying to get as much of it as I remember. But if that's not the case, and I'm just like decide, okay, I want to write a song today, I'll sit in my room, reliable, and really like try to like capture that feeling. Because at the end of the day, the kind of music I make is just like feel good music. That's my goal. So I just want to make something that makes me feel something, you know?
And what do you say music has been to you for your life? Is it an out for you? Is it just something that, like you said, feel good music? Is just something that puts you in a, what has it been for you, music?
It's corny, but like music's like literally like oxygen. Like it's like my right arm. It's not something that it's all of me. There's no part of me that could be without music. So.
Beautiful. All right, so now we're gonna take it to see you on Tory Lanez. Okay. Tory Lanez's radio pandemic, whatever he was doing there, which was awesome.
Thank you.
The reactions, first of all, to see how genuine you were. You were like, when he started screaming, you were like, did I do something wrong? Like you take off your headphones like,
yeah, so what happened?
Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong?
So what happened was the phone I had was broken, so the only way I could sing was if I had the headphones on. That's the only way he could hear me. So I'm talking through the headphones, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take my headphones off. But I had no idea what was going on the other side. I'm just performing.
That makes it even so much more tone.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in my room hoping he likes it, you know? Hoping the world likes it, because it was like 160,000 people in that live, so it was crazy.
Bro, and when they went crazy, you looking like, what's happening? What's happening? That genuine reaction, honestly, we all felt it. We all felt it. Like, the sound, just how you find somebody like that on live. You know what I'm saying? And again, it shows you go from the street to performing in the street and people seeing you, because people were saying it in the comments. Yo, they were saying it. Like, I've seen him on the trains. They were saying it. To then getting on Tory Lanez's live and then Neo tapping into this.
Right.
Even Tory Lanez, same way saying, because to me, Tory Lanez never done wrong when it comes to hits.
Very, very talented. He's very talented, yeah.
After hit after hit. So to me, he's a musical genius, to me. So to hear that, to Tory going crazy, now you got Neo tapping into you.
Right.
What was that feeling like?
So like,
sleep that night? Did you sleep that night?
For the Instagram live, no. Literally, like I said, so the phone was broken and there was no ringer, so the ringer didn't work either. So I'm literally like trying to lay down on here, ding, 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 all night. For like 3 days straight. And I'm just like in this mode, like, oh my God, what is going on? It was really surreal.
And then what we really went crazy was for your voice. You know, it was truly the talent that's what shows at that very moment, that
Thank
talent.
You.
So now let's get into this Neo.
Okay.
Whoa.
What do you want to know? Yeah, Neo.
So I just think life is full circle, right? So here you are, you're singing Michael Jackson's song. To me, Neo is like the younger Michael Jackson of a time, right?
Yes.
I mean, we're not comparing, but just...
So it's funny you say that. So the way I explain it, like my influences, it starts with Michael Jackson, and then it's kind of like a family tree. So all the people who are influenced by him. So it's like Bruno Mars, The Weeknd, Neo, Justin Timberlake, Usher, Justin Bieber, Chris Brown. Like, it's all of these people who I'm influenced by, because when Michael Jackson passes away, you know, I'm holding on to the music that is there, that was, but I need something else. And I guess like the child, like as a kid, like I'm gravitating towards these new artists, not understanding what's making me gravitate towards them. Right. And it's because they all had the same influence, which I think is pretty cool.
Goodness. So how did that come about? You got that phone call. What was that like?
So basically, like right after the quarantine radio live, I end up like getting invited to like a private event. They're like, oh, Neo wants to reach out. He wants you to come to his event. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I stopped by, and what ends up happening is just that I see Neo in person, which was crazy.
Surreal.
Very, very surreal. And I'm like, yo, like, can I perform for you, you know? And he's like, yeah, go for it. And I play him one of my songs, and he's like, yeah, we gotta talk. And I'm like, well, he's just saying that, you know? And the next thing I know, I turn around, he's like giving my uncle, who's my manager, giving him his number. I'm like, Neo just gave my uncle his number. That's so weird. And they're like, hey, he wants you to come to Atlanta, to LA. Like, yeah, he wants me. He's like, yo, we want him to come to the studio, let's work. And I'm like, oh, what? Okay, so now I'm sitting in studios with Neo, and he became like the mentor I didn't know I necessarily needed. I'm like, I want to be like a sponge, and like I want to grow, and I want to be taking in all this information and knowledge from someone who's just a veteran of sound, you know? So I'm really grateful to have someone like Neo in my corner.
Wow, and how is that like building with him? Is it everything you dreamed it would be?
Yeah. Like, so the thing about Neo
'Cause
is
he looks really loving.
he's exactly how you like envision him. Like exactly,
That's so
like the perfect
awesome.
gentleman.
That's so
you know?
exactly. That's exactly
So-
what I envisioned. How'd you know?
Because he always has been the gentleman.
Seriously, so true, so true.
So yeah, but he definitely gives me that feeling of like, hey man, like I know you're learning and I want you to build, and it's so beautiful that he sees the potential in me, and he wants me to grow into something that like he's always saying things like, you know, oh, like I remind him of how he was when he was younger, or how people reacted to him as when he was younger. So I think that's really dope to just be able to grow with someone like Neo.
So, what was the song you played for Neo? What was the give us a little piece of that, because I want to hear what he was feeling. I want to.
Let's see. It's an old song I made called Lost Time. I probably made it when I was 16. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Another Saturday gone to waste, still thinking about her face. It's my movie, but she's starring the film. We got the cameras rolling, the script is spoken. Her voice got my head turning. It's insane our innocence, I still got me losing my mind, thinking of the lost time with her gorgeous hazel eyes, just staring into mine. I can't explain the way I feel, the way she walks through a crowd in those black heels. Her perfect smile is staggers my mind. Just give me this one chance to make up for this lost time, this lost time, this lost time. This lost time, oh no, no, no.
I'm lost for words, but Neil must have said, did you go into my library and find a song that I wrote? Because to me, it's like, wow,
You know
when you
what's
wrote that
funny?
at 16 years old?
You know what's funny? This is how you know the world goes full circle. I remember like listening to Neo thinking like, ooh, one day I want to write a song for him. So like I was like, so I wrote that, thinking of like, yeah.
Yo, I'm so serious. It sounds like something Neil wrote. Like he must have heard that and been looking at you like, this is fucking creepy. Like this kid has like, wow. And to be 16 and to have those lyrics, those feelings, and to be able to put those feelings into words.
Yeah.
My goodness. What do you think, being an artist, right? And now everybody's looking up to you. I know you just started, you feel like it's just beginning for you, right? But now we have so many artists who are looking up to you and saying, I want to be there, what do you think an artist like Neil is looking for when it comes to other artists?
An artist like Neo is looking for authenticity. Like, one thing about me is that, you know, I wasn't doing music when music was like, you know, the wave. I was just doing it because I loved it. So you could tell, because there's so much saturation in music, you can tell when somebody's doing it off of the love of it versus like for like a paycheck or whatnot, you know? So definitely just being as pure and authentic as possible and really having a passion for your craft.
Well, you heard it, y'all. Be authentic for the love of it. You know, that's the name of the little series, right? It's
Really?
for the love of it, yeah. That's awesome. My goodness. Okay, so we're here with This Is 50.
Mm-hmm.
And being from New York, 50 being from Queens, we're from Brooklyn.
Right.
I mean, the influence is undeniable, right?
Yeah.
How, the type of, I mean, he's doing everything right now, an entrepreneur of all entrepreneurs, right? From being a rapper to now just taking over on TV. What have you taken from an artist like 50 Cent?
That's an interesting question. Because like people would assume that I only listen to like Michael Jackson all day.
Right,
you know?
but I know there's all types of
Oh yeah, I grew up on
Right.
Jay-Z, Eminem, like Royce the 5'9", 50 Cent. I really liked 50's melodies growing up. I think that's what caught my attention because it was the perfect mix of like, you know, it's not all rap, you know.
Right.
It was like he was like you know, a pioneer in a sound, you know, which is like, you know, rare for most people to do.
It's so crazy because at one point I wanted to say, like, wasn't he kind of singing and rapping at one point? You know what I'm saying? Yes! All those songs have such fly melodies to them.
Yeah.
I love that you said that. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, so it's cool because artists that don't sing, you know, it's really all about what's going on in here. That's right. You know, so you know that somewhere in his brain is just melody, like going crazy, you know, and I always think that's really cool because that's what happens to me, you know.
That's awesome. All right, Miles, are you gonna give me some Michael Jackson today?
Let's do it. Let's see.
Looking out into the nighttime, the city went to sleepless eye. Hear her voice shake my window, sweet seduce inside. Get me out into the nighttime, for walls won't hold me tonight. If this town is just an apple, then let me take a bite. If they say why, I tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? Say why, oh why, I tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? I like living this way, I like loving this way. They say why, I tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way?
Okay, so before you're gone and you go, and I get all sad, let's talk about your single Gone. That's out.
Yes.
Yes!
Just came out on the 14th, not too long ago.
And what did it take to create this? Talk to us about the making of this song.
Well, the song, I'm a big movie guy. So like, when I write, most of the time, it's really like kind of setting the scene. It's like, you know, who's the characters, what's the plot, what's going on, you know, cinematics. Yeah. And I was really, you know, I got the chance to, you know, really embody that and put it into my song. And Gone's really just about, you know, losing someone, well, you know, and missing them, and then, you know, at the very end, they come back, and it's like, wow, okay, cool.
Nice. I love it.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sad. Because we gotta go. Man, this was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
This is truly greatness. I cannot wait till you grace the world with your sound and your music. And listen, and I wanted to say, I hope you don't feel like any way when people say, oh, you sound just like Michael Jackson, or, because it's such a, that's a piece of,
in the world.
bro, and it's, to me, it's just, it's about, that was such a big piece of the music culture, that, you know how we're just always looking for that. Like, we're always waiting for who's the next one, or when will that come back? And I'm happy to meet you, because it's back. It's back, y'all. Miles is here, and it's back.
You're gonna make it happen, like one song at a time. That's all.
That's right.
That's what I'm here for. Give
That's
music to the
right.
world.
Oh, and he's totally genuine. I love it. Jacina Love, Miles, this is 50. We out.